It's a sun-kissed morning in the foothills above California's Napa Valley. Wine, of course, is what this area is known for. But on these 5 acres, serenaded by babbling waters, shaded by oaks, and surrounded by old stone walls, there isn't a grape in sight. The reason for this tranquil place is different. The best hint is the dog and cat right on the front gate.
I think for when she first died, I came up here 2 weeks straight.
Every day?
2 weeks every day.
Helen Chulik's dog, Fancy, chased her last ball more than 10 years ago now.
We're gonna go see Fancy, Jackson.
But Helen and her new best friend, Jackson, still come to visit Fancy almost every week.
Oh, here we go. Okay, sit, Jackson. Gotta change these flowers. She filled a niche, I guess, that I needed. And I think I might have shed a tear here, talking about it.
That happens a lot here at the Bubbling Well Pet Memorial Park, the final resting place for all manner of pets, from Snowflake the cat, to Smokey the dog, to Bandit the ferret, and even Chloe the rabbit. Some 12,000 pets in all, who asked little in return for their loyalty.
They love you no matter what you look like or how old you are, or they accept you for what you are.
And what do you call this area down here?
This is Garden of Companionship.
Dan Harberts owns the park, and each day is reminded of the unshakable bond between animals and the people they leave behind.
People bury people because they have to,
Yeah,
but they tend to bury pets because they want to.
it's so true. You're doing it from pure love, and that's the highest form that we can pay tribute to as far as our pets go.
His father, Cal, started Bubbling Well some 43 years ago, back when the idea of a pet cemetery raised more than a few eyebrows.
My father called me up and he said, "Son, you know, I've got an idea for a business." And I said, "Really, Dad, what's that?" And he said, "I'm going to start a pet cemetery." And I said, "Dad, I don't know that that's the best idea." And,
Because why?
But well, in those days, I mean, it was a joke and it was taken such.
It was such a unique idea, filmmaker Errol Morris decided to make a documentary about it. He called it Gates of Heaven, and it became a cult classic.
Well, we're here to put Caesar in the ground today, and
That's Cal, Dan's father, and there's Dan, back in his 20s, painfully explaining the obvious.
Yeah, we have to make sure that the hole is going to fit the size of the casket, because you don't want to make it too large because you're going to waste space, and you don't want to make it too small because you can't get the thing in there.
Did you get some notoriety from it when it
Oh yeah,
happened?
oh yeah.
Not particularly wanted?
Do we really want to talk about that?
Dan has certainly changed, and so has the park. But the sentiment behind his dad's dream remains exactly the same.
You know, I don't know if I'm ever going to retire. I mean, what we do here, I think, is very important, and I see myself doing this probably for the rest of my life.
Burials here start around $800. There are an estimated 750 pet cemeteries nationwide, and in many, like here, the graves are attended to with a care that's sometimes not even afforded human cemeteries.
There's a dignity in it.
A dignity, to be sure. Yeah, yeah.
He pauses to think about his own dog, Boo, whose ashes are here as well. And he thinks of the countless people he's met over the years, grieving a loss and asking the same question many pet owners do. Just where do they go when they're gone?
What do you think in your heart?
It's, I don't think we can comprehend what it is. I think that whatever presence there is that we share in the afterlife is shared by everything, by all living creatures in some capacity. It would be important for me to have that as part of my afterlife.
What most will agree is that a pet's devotion comes from its spirit, not its body. And in that, for Helen Chulik at least, there is reason to believe.
Well, we'll get together. If there's a heaven, our pets will be with us, there's no doubt. Come on, Jackson.